There seems to be not even one Muslim nation that I've come across, I can think of, that I've read about, that's willing to stand up for the Uyghur Muslims and to talk against and speak against what the Chinese state is doing. Now, I remember with the Myanmar government, with what's happened with the Rohingya Muslims, we had a very courageous politician, in fact, from the Gambian government. He was the Gambia's justice minister, Abu Bakr Tambodu, and he took the Myanmar government to the International Criminal Court of Justice, ICJ. It was about his allegations to them about Myanmar government and the Burmese government's genocide against the Rohingya Muslims. But why have we not seen a similar response happen with the Uyghur Muslims? Why is it there's complete silence from the Muslim world? Is it just to do with money? What is it exactly?
Well, thank you for asking this question. It is a question which I cannot find an answer. Like, sometimes I'm really puzzled about it. So let me try to break it down. In my opinion, the majority of so-called Muslim countries, they are not democratic, transparent, and democratically elected governments by themselves. So the leaders or the leadership of this ummah, they do not care about their own population, let alone Uyghur people, you know. Mm-hmm. That is my understanding of the situation. And it is an alliance of itself, you know. Let's say these 50 so countries which signed up paper to UN in pro-Beijing move defending these policies against China Uyghurs. This letter was co-sponsored by initiated by Belarus. So right now you see what is happening in Belarus. You know, people rebelled against its own dictator. So basically, if we come to the bottom line, it's one dictatorship or one dictatorial state defending the other dictatorial state. And here it's money what talks, you know, there is a monetary rewards, financial gains, and nothing else, in my understanding. So in my understanding, the Uyghur crisis right now, it's a litmus test for the whole world, and particularly towards Muslim community at large. So by looking at the reaction of Muslim countries and Muslim leadership to what is happening in East Turkestan, you can actually judge for yourself the current status, the lack of the morality in these countries. You know, Turkey used to be very vocal in criticizing China. Back in 2009, Turkish President Erdogan, he qualified things happening in our region as almost as a genocide. Right now, they're silent. Even the protests organized by Uyghur diaspora in Turkey, they are completely silenced off. There is no media reports criticizing China in Turkey. For example, Pakistan is giving back Uyghur refugee asylum seekers. Same thing in Southeast Asian countries, you know, and we can go on and on. So so-called infidel kafir states, you know, the United States as a leading country, they do defend us, oppressed Muslim people. They voice concerns at the highest possible levels, and the support which we, you know, naturally would expect from some countries, especially Central Asian states, which are linguistically and ethnically kin to us, it is deafening silence. It is shameful approach, you know, turning blind eye towards atrocities. And there is a hypocrisy, you know, when was a cartoon issued in Chinese Hebdo, you know, mocking our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The whole Western Ummah, you know, Muslim world, and from Pakistan, Indonesia, they've been manifesting for weeks and protesting this cartoon depiction of our Prophet Rasulullah. But at the same time, right now, there are mosques being destroyed, cemeteries bulldozed, Qurans burned in thousands, you know, in thousands and thousands exemplars. and there is deafening silence. So I wonder, which country is the real Muslim? Which country holds to the truth and tell the truth to the face of the oppressor? So
I mean, yeah,
it is big moral issue which I believe Muslim Ummah should answer and seek an answer to it.
I mean, it seems like as if it's an inconvenient truth to the whole world, and especially to the Muslim world. I mean, I'm just going to go very briefly through a list of the countries that signed a letter against the Chinese government, for the Human Rights Commission, criticizing China. We have Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Iceland, Ireland, Japan, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and the UK. Many countries also were decided to not opt out of the vote, if you like, or the letter, and they wanted to be neutral or silent, if you like. And you mentioned Central Asian countries, some Muslim countries, Turkey as well, decided to stay silent. And then you have many Muslim countries that actually wrote a letter in support for the Beijing regime and the Chinese state, which we've mentioned, obviously many of them being from Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, African countries, Cuba, Egypt, Eritrea, Cameroon, Algeria, the Emirates, Qatar, Russia, Burundi, Congo, and the list goes on. It's just, what do you think needs to be done to challenge this?
Well, speaking about Palestinians, Palestine was one of those 50 countries who co-signed pro-Beijing letter.
The pro-Beijing letter. Can you see the irony? Look at the irony.
That's like, so, and nowadays they accuse Oman, Bahrain and Qatar signing a peace agreement with Israel. I mean, that's so ironic, and, it's what Bismarck was called realpolitik.